When last we left our intrepid adventurers, the party had just finished a long combat with a group of undead called Death Masters, tortured souls that are slaves to the great dragon ring Tara Rael, wielded by the Queen of Desirata herself, Destaria I. The party is bloodied and almost out of magic. They see coming through the woods Tanda Avan, the Sword of the North, who they faced a few days ago, as well as at the Fortress of Lament. She is Destaria's creature. She has a group of soldiers with her, and they look like they're ready to attack. Off to the side, several northern Desiratan soldiers line up and pull out crossbows. The soldiers take aim, only to have their line ravaged by a bolt of fire from Scala. Cabradane joins in and breaks what is left of the line using his magic. Tanda, leading a small detachment of spearmen, charges the center of the party. Her infantry engages the soldiers, but she continues on, riding through the party. Morgan swings her staff at Tanda, but the staff is struck out of her hand and is sent flying. Tanda rides by and strikes at Marcus. Both he and Tanda score hits on each other before she rides through. Soldiers now are everywhere, and the party is having to give ground. Tanda wheels her horse and makes another run through the party. As Tanda wheels, Ulysses and Akai toss daggers at her and her mount. All of them miss, and then she slashes at the two before continuing on. Now more troops join the fray. They outnumber the party, but the party is more skilled with their weapons, and they are making some progress. Seraph puts one soldier down, but is struck in the leg by a pikeman he wasn't watching. The weapon has pierced his side, and he's busy trying to hack at the haft of the weapon when he's struck by a spear. Several crossbowmen pick up their dropped weapons and fire into the melee. Scala takes a hit in her leg, which knocks her down, and then Cabradane casts some anti-missile magic that vaporizes the rest of the incoming bolts. Ulysses and Akai fight back to back now, keeping the soldiers at bay as best as they can with their shorter weapons. The two are looking for a break in the troops' formation, so maybe they can put some distance between them and the armored soldiers. Tanda attacks again as she rides through them. She stops and momentarily fights Marcus, taking damage from him, but also doing damage to the paladin. Morgan has retrieved her staff and narrowly avoids being trampled by Tanda's horse. Seraph tries pushing himself up towards the horse and gets trampled by the beast for his troubles. The hooves of the war beast beat at him like armored hammers. Ignoring the blows, Seraph sits up and starts to rise. He readies his long blade and then thrusts up, driving the blade up through a fold in Tanda Avan's armor. He pushes harder and he pierces her heart from below. The woman slumps off the saddle and falls to the ground, dead. Her horse bolts from the scene, and the soldiers make a feeble attempt to get her body off the field of battle, but they're driven off. They run off into the forest. And now the forest is quiet. Despite her wounds, Scala limps over and begins kicking the lifeless body of Tanda. Cabradane goes to pull her away, but Marcus motions to support her, but let her have her way with the body. After a few extra strikes on the corpse, Scala falls to the ground, sobbing. The party sees to their wounds and distribute what little remaining healing can be done. There is a discussion as to what to do with the body of Tanda Avan. The suggestions run from nothing to chopping it up and sending it to Destaria, or maybe just leaving it on the ground to rot. They begin to all talk at once. Akai steps away from the party and listens to the surrounding forest. She holds up her hand, and the others are quiet. After a few seconds, they all hear it. the sound of people moving through the undergrowth towards them. With a communal sigh, the party begins to take their defensive positions again to ward off the next attack.